Maybe you're allergic to it or something.
I think so, because when I tried to take tea tree oil baths, my skin was already all red. But I was just like, but it goes away after you dry off and shit. But I inhaled it this time.
Yeah, inhaling it's probably way worse.
I was like, nah, it's STDs.
I like how everything's STDs.
What is the absolute biggest false alarm you've ever experienced in your life?
No.
Oh.
Where, like things like you thought your girl was pregnant, but she wasn't. You thought, like mine, like where I thought I had AIDS for 30 days and I didn't.
Crazy.
Like stuff like that.
Oh yeah, I thought I had STDs.
Never told you that story?
You did?
No.
I can tell it to you real quick because
Yeah. Make it swift.
I had this swelling happen when I was going to teach convention in Florida, and my whole face just got really huge the morning I had to go fly out. And I was like, what the f*** happened to my face? I went straight to the hospital when I landed. I ended up going to the emergency room, and then they put me out on like Benadryl and stuff thinking it would help. And then I woke up like 10 hours later to the doctor being like, I don't know what's causing it. And then so I ended up going back home, and I didn't initially do anything about it. I just wanted to see what would happen with the swelling, if it would come back, because it went down after 3 days. And then for a few months after that, the swelling would come back every like 2 to 3 weeks. It would go up for like 3 days and come back down, and it would come back in like a couple weeks. So then I went to this, basically I just kept getting passed up the chain to doctor, when finally I get to this one doctor who's like, basically profiled me, because first they asked me like, oh, what do you do for a living? And I said, I'm a dancer. And that's when he's like, oh, you might have AIDS.
No way.
That's such a
That's so.
Because he thought he was a gay stripper.
Because he said that like that kind of swelling is consistent with people that are experiencing like late stage HIV or something.
Yeah.
Late stage gayness.
Some shit like that. So then they were like, he was like, but don't worry, we're gonna test for everything.
Yeah,
And then,
like hemorrhoids.
You have
So
stage
they-
4 homo?
Yeah.
So they end up doing this really extensive examination with blood work and all kinds of stuff, and they're like, you're not gonna know for 30 days. So for 30 days, I basically thought I had AIDS.
30 days of HIV.
And the reason this complicates things is because I had a girlfriend at the time. And I didn't know how to bring myself to ask her, like, do you have AIDS?
it?
Yeah.
And then you didn't kiss?
I didn't have any other partners. And then so for that 30 days, I kept that secret from her as well. And then after 30 days, I come back to the doctor. They give me like a big, almost like a binder full of results. And then he's all, yeah, it looks like you're fine. And that's it.
Dope ass bedside manner.
It turns out it's like an autoimmune disease like called Sjogren's syndrome, where like you can experience like swelling of your glands. So it could be like your lymph nodes here kind of make your face swell, your different parts of your body that have anything glandular.
That same story happened to my uncle, but he did have AIDS and then he died.
Oh.
Yeah,
Because he
he
was a gay dancer?
He was a gay man.
I think it's still wild
Really?
that his first response was after.
There's got to be something wrong with that. Like you can't just say that shit. Yeah.
Because he profiled you, basically. He's like, oh, a dancer? Probably gay.
So for that month, I really was like, what am I gonna do if I actually have AIDS? Should I like go into hiding or move? Because it's gonna create so many problems.
But what if a lot of his clients that do have AIDS are dancers, and that's why he made that connection?
Could be, but I also didn't know, like, even though I only had one partner and it was my girlfriend.
That's what you're not supposed to do as a doctor.
I also didn't know.
Bro, this just happened. I have a buddy who this just happened to him. Same shit. Where they thought it's like they're like you have AIDS.
Yeah, they like they hip fire some like huge thing to you.
Didn't have shit.
Yeah.
Why do they lead with AIDS? Like, they should do something else. Like, it could be COVID, but
I don't know. Let's run some.
But this is why when people like
Yeah.
trust the experts, I'm like, bro, my buddy went to 3 different doctors. All of them said he's good. He had intense lower back pain. The 4th doctor's like, you actually have tumors down there and they're cancerous.
Yeah.
Like,
My friend
Good for
had a
doctors.
situation where she had a lot of pain in her arm, and then it got like super red and it started swelling, and then blisters started forming. And the doctors, like 3 of them, were like, we don't know. It got to the point where she finally got to Cedars-Sinai, and there was a doctor there who was just like, this is super rare. It was like some sort of like flesh-eating bacteria, but it was a version that they hadn't seen before. And they had to get to a stage of like certain doctors being like, we have to cut her arm off immediately. And then third, fourth, fifth opinion of a guy like finally like figured it out and was able to like save her arm
With Pellegrino?
with Pellegrino, and but she still lost like movement in her fingers, and then they had to do certain like skin reformation on her arm. It was a fucking crazy scenario. Like she went through days thinking, okay, like my arm's gone.
Did she go to
because it started spreading to other parts of her body.
Was she just dirty or
And-
something? Like how did?
Did she go rafting in Costa Rica?
No, I don't know. I have no idea.
Did she use the shower at a gym?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it had Pellegrino in it, so
yeah.
she was
She used the
she was
local
fine.
YMCA.
Yeah.
I always scrub my balls at the gym. I don't get no bacteria-eating diseases.
That's good.
I might be the one leaving the
You
disease.
give people skin tags.
It's wild how a bad doctor could just like wreck your whole like shit.
I mean, if she had just listened to that first doctor, that was just like stressing out. Like, let's just cut it off.
Yeah.
And hurry.
But a lot of these motherfuckers are psychopaths, though. A lot of them will be like, that's gonna be the most money. It's like going to a mechanic and they see the check engine light, they're like, oh, you're gonna need a new engine. Because they want $3,000, you know?
That's so fucking scary.
Yeah. So imagine you had a doctor like that, and then they're like, bro, you're gonna need a new elbow, dude. Fuck, that's $5,000 right there.
A new elbow is only $5,000.
We know there were good doctors, by the way. Shut up. Thanks.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I know that there's both.
Right.
The fact that we even have to put that disclaimer out is wild.
I had a cool doctor when I had the STD scare. At least I had a cool doctor.
They were straight up with you.
He's just like, let's not assume anything. But
That's normally how it goes, though. That's usually the way it goes.
He said, let's not assume. Drop your pants. Let me take a look at it, and we'll get some blood work done, Bubba. And I was just like, huh? What do you want me to do? He's like, drop your pants so I can.
Let me suck it a little bit.
Yeah,
What good is
that's
it?
hard.
What good is it even to tell someone when the results are coming in 30 days to even think that it might be AIDS? What good does that do to anybody?
Did you ask them? They're like, bro, why'd you have to tell me?
No, I was more concerned that I had AIDS.
Oh.
I didn't think that.
No, at the end when he.
No, I just got at it. I was just wanted to live life again.
He was just thinking of himself.
Yeah.
I went to an emergency room, and they gave me my result in like 6 hours
What do you mean for the?
For AIDS.
for STD checks, like all blood work and pee work. I just went to emergency room so I can get it right.
Wow, you got it premium done.
You're like, can you check if I got AIDS right now?
They charged me like $3,000 just to get that check.
Wow.
But I never paid it.
Oh yeah, because if you just don't pay it, they just.
They just leave you alone. Yeah, you don't really pay
Isn't
it.
that crazy?
Just don't pay.
That's the craziest thing too.
I mean, like, what, you gonna fucking attack me?
You could filibuster the medical system.
They're fucking us anyways.
Couple months.
Wait, you for real though?
Yeah.
You just went to ER and then got a bill and you just like, nah, I'm not gonna pay.
I was hella young. I'm not gonna pay for it.
And you're like, now I want to be a cop.
It's that thing where you. It's that thing where you say, "I'm not going to pay for it. I don't have money," and then they go, "Well, how much do you have?"
Right.
And then you can say, "I have this much," and they're like, "Okay, that's fine."
Yeah, you
Well,
can
I
negotiate,
mean-
which is crazy.
I didn't pay for
just
it.
a
It got
made-up
into
number.
debt collection, and then they called me back and said, "Yo, we'll instead of that $3,000, we'll take that same deal for you and just pay us $1,000, and we'll take care of the rest of the two."
Yeah, but don't make deals with debt collectors. It's not their debt to collect.
No, they got called from the doctors to
Okay.
call me, but instead of $3,000, I only paid $1,000.
But then you had to the 2,000 was now income. Did you have to pay taxes on that?
Dude, I have no idea anything about that. I don't know. I was so young, but yo, your uncle's story is crazy, bro.
Yeah. Thanks for bringing it up.
Yeah, thanks, Subin.
Second time you brought it up now.
And we know they're good doctors, so shut up.
No, really, that really did happen. Yeah, my uncle in the 90s. My parents just didn't want to explain anything to us, so they were just like, "Oh, your uncle, he had a dirty needle when he went to the doctors, and they gave AIDS on accident, and then he died like pretty quickly. He had like crazy AIDS, and then they called it crazy AIDS, yeah. And then he and then he dies, and then he left like this huge comic book collection that became like a huge war in my family over.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Great.
yeah. He had like all the gay comics.
Love when that happens.
Every gay comic ever made. He had them all.
All the gay comics.
Fantastic Four is probably like, yeah, Fantastic Four is one of the gayest ones.
Yeah, definitely one of the gays.
Oh, that trailer looks really cool.
Yeah, that's
See
true.
it?
I thought it looked aight.
I thought it was pretty cool because it's just the fact that they're doing it all retro and stuff. I
Yeah,
was like,
it's
this
cool.
is fun. It's fresh.
Have you guys
I
ever
see what
had like health symptoms just keep coming up and you just couldn't figure out what the fuck was happening?
When I was at JK, remember that day I had like a fucking, I was like, I gotta
palpitations?
leave early.
Yeah.
Remember that?
But that just seemed like a caffeine-induced anxiety attack.
It was because I didn't really get much sleep the night before.
And he just pounding caffeine.
And I was pounding caffeine and I didn't even know.
That was crazy.
That was crazy.
Hey, what's up, guys? Just in case you've noticed some of these lovely jade pieces on some of our men here, just know that you can get some for yourself over at thejadejewelers.co. Visit our friends here at the site and check out some of the pieces they've got. The selection is massive. You can find all kinds of different designs, and they even do some custom work, so if you want to check them out, we'll be very grateful. We love these guys over at Jade Jewelers, and we're happy for you guys to be able to get the same stuff.
I was like driving, like my heart was beating so fast. I was like, this is insane.
And you left, and then I had to host the rest of it, and I saved you.
Yeah, he did. You had your back. We all had your back.
But then the fans were all let down because they're like, oh, dude, it's only half Steve. This kind of sucks.
Like they would know.
Yeah, they know.
The anxiety sucks.
I never had that happen to me ever one time.
Several months ago, Hannah was breaking out like from neck to toe and just hives.
Oh.
And I never got hives before, so I was like, what the fuck is that? And then we read that like a lot of people that don't get sun a lot, they get sun allergies and sun rashes and shit. And then so she's, you know, like she's like not acclimated to the Hawaii sun. So she was like probably, oh, these are probably like sun rashes, right? And then so she was like losing memory. But she was like, I think I'm going crazy because like I'm not remembering shit. This shit's happening. And I'm like, what the fuck is it? Fast forward to 3-4 months after, I'm like working and all of a sudden my ankle itches. And then when I get to the house, neck to toe, I'm fucking in hives. And I'm just red all over, itchy as fuck. I can't go to sleep. I'm like, what the fuck is happening? So like, we're trying to research shit. And, like, we're busy, don't even go to the hospital and shit, right? And then it's not consistent though, it'll just go away out of nowhere. And then like 3 days later, it comes back again. And we're just like, what the fuck? So I thought it was like, maybe we're eating something, whatever. And then I somehow, like, I think my friend told me or something, but we looked at mold exposure. And you could get fucking hives and all the symptoms from memory loss to all these things. Oh, wow. And then I was like, this might be it. So like, where is it, right? So my buddy owns a plumbing company. And in his world, like when you fix a whole thing with water damage and all that shit, there's a guy that comes in and he takes air samples. And he checks if there's like harmful mold and shit. So we had him come, do everything. And he actually found fucked up like mold in our office. And he goes, I don't know why this is here. So I was like, why the fuck is there water damage and mold in our office, right? And I was like, oh shit, I remember a year ago when I wasn't there, they had a water leak and then they had to fix it, but they didn't fix it properly. And then afterwards, it's all this fucking shit. So I went to my landlord, I was like, hey, you guys gotta fucking fix this shit. This is what went down. And then recently they cleaned it all out, did all this shit. And I was like, man, if I was like ruthless, I'd probably sue the fuck out of them because that shit was so annoying. But like, I don't know, man, I was just like, fuck it, I just don't want these things anymore. But I didn't know, like, so some people can have allergic reactions to mold, right? And your body, over time, you get exposed to it long enough, you start going crazy.
Yeah.
So I was like, there's a lot of people too talking about how like, oh, my home had mold and shit. And then so like, I have memory loss, I have this autoimmune disease. And I'm like, what the fuck? Because we live in dry ass California. I never had to deal with mold shit ever, you know? But like, I guess a lot of homes in Hawaii that happens. Yeah.
I mean, there's just water leaks causing mold in all kinds of houses everywhere. Because nobody deals with it. It's just like happens.
But I didn't know that shit.
Crazy, yeah.
But I was like, dude, I never had hives in my life. And I was like, that is one of the scariest shit. Because you're just fucking itching. You're like, what is this happening? Where's this coming from?
Yeah, and it's all, your skin's all bumpy and raised.
Yeah.
It's so freaky.
That shit's scary as fuck. I had that one time too.
Hives?
Hives.
Where does it come from? Food?
No, for me it was weird. I just had a boxing glove. My boxing gloves, you know, it was just a lot of sweating in there. I was just like, let me clean it. And they told me to get rid of that smell, you need to put tea tree oil. So I was like, bet. I put tea tree oil in a boiler. And then I was like, oh, it's done. So I opened up the boiler and the smoke just went, poof, and then I inhaled it. And I was like, oh, and then like my whole head started shaking. And I was like, oh, fuck, this is so weird, bro. I felt super like tired and dazy, and then I was just like, yo, let me just clean my gloves and I'm gonna just go sleep. I woke up the next day with my whole body covered in hives
Damn, you got tea tree
from inhaling tea tree
You must be like
oil.
allergic or something.
Yeah, because I didn't realize I was kind of like, my skin don't like tea tree oil too much.
Maybe you're allergic to it or something.
I think so, because when I tried to take tea tree oil baths, my skin was already all red, but I was just like, but it goes away after you dry off and shit, but I inhaled it this time.
Yeah, inhaling is probably way worse.
I was like, it's fuck STDs, fuck. I was,
I like how everything's STDs.
My doctor would have told you that.
yeah, but I just realized when I went to the doctor, they're just, it's just hives. You probably allergic to tea tree oil. If that's the last thing that happened to you. I was like, yeah.
Did you ever have anyone have any false alarms where like you thought something bad had happened, but it was like something else entirely? Like where, like for example, like someone's all, anyone have a gray Corolla? It just got towed, and then you go out there, it's not yours, kind of a thing. Stupid shit like that.
I do, but I can't remember.
No, they all actually happen.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Nice.
That's the worst.
The best feeling is when I see a police car behind me and they fire up the roof and I'm like, oh fuck, they're getting me, and then they go around me and I'm like, oh yeah, instant,
That's
instant
nice.
gratification.
That feels great. Yeah.
I get pulled over all the time. Shit.
I thought I was gonna have get my license revoked when I was speeding. This is a 2001, and I was going 107 on the 5 freeway back from SF. And then when you pass Kern County, that's like a really infamous place where they ticket you no matter what, because they want you to pay that's how their whole economy runs on people speeding through. And then they were like, when I went to court, I had to go back to Kern County for court, and they were like saying that, oh, you're gonna lose your license for like whatever, like 3 months or 6 months or something like that, and you're gonna pay like $7,000. And this is when I was 18, and I was working the freaking cell phone job, which I was making almost zero. And then so they do that thing where like if you just plead with the judge, they usually lower it and they just go easier on you. Yeah. If you just seem like a nice kid. So then I was just like, oh please, like I go to community college, I don't really, this is all I've got. And so he was like, okay, I'll just make it, I'll make it 1 month of, you can't drive anywhere other than school, and you just have to pay $500.
Damn,
I was like,
dude.
damn,
That's a big drop.
big ass drop.
What
Yeah,
a bunch of dicks though to scare you.
Yeah.
big ass drop.
You always ask
Speed
for,
again, though.
I would like to contest by trial by written competition.
Trial by combat.
Try by one-on-one combat, yeah. Who will be my champion?
By written contest.
You've ever seen those like court videos where like they'll just ask the judge, can I just not have this ticket, and they usually say yes. Yeah. It's like weird.
Sick.
They just want you to like actually like be sorry.
Repent.
Be responsible.
That's kind of a nice society to be in.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
cool with
yeah.
that when it's cool, when it works.
They just don't want those kids or girls that are like, I don't give a fuck. I know what I did. I didn't speed.
Catch me outside.
Yeah,
Look at that
exactly.
shit, huh?
Yeah.
I went to court once for a ticket. Front license plate. Yo, you know, I went to court for a front license plate.
It's pretty funny.
That's pretty.
They gave me a ticket. I had to go to court, and their dog
For not having the front?
for not having a front.
But did you own
Going to
one?
court.
Did you own a front light?
Yeah, it was just inside my car.
Going to court stuff.
Why'd you have to go to court for that? Doesn't make sense.
I don't know. The judge just looked at my paper and was like, "Just pay $25 to get out your way." I was like, "All right, cool."
I had jury duty one time.
Ooh, I just got mines.
He's not gonna pick up on it.
Yeah. Nobody clapped for me in there. Sucks.
He's being you right now.
Thank you.
Oh, cool, man.
Yeah, we know there's good doctors. Shut up.
Yeah, fuck you, by the way.
Fuck you, man.
Fuck you.